This video was about how to replace the side view mirror on a 2001 Ford Taurus. First, you remove the center cap on the black part next to the window. You can use your fingernails or a screwdriver. Then you need a socket and a ratchet, obviously. Don't do like James, because you have to take the door panel off. But first, remove the, and this is a 6mm socket. Just lay the bolt, i.e. this, into the floorboard of your car so you don't lose it. Then you need a Phillips screwdriver, which I don't have right now currently out here. So we'll go back in the house and get that. Okay, I'm back with the screwdriver to take the rest of the door panel off. The reason I am having to do this procedure, a deer knocked the mirror off for me. So in turn made me have to replace the other. You've got two screws and under the armrest that has to be removed. Okay, can we get that in shot? This is a junky tripod I'm using, so bear with me. Screws are next to the screws are right here and under the pull handle. If you got anything in your door panel, you need to pull that out so you don't lose whatever it was. You've got two Phillips head screws you have to remove. I think that's all you have to remove to get the door panel off. Okay. Whoop. There's also another screw in the side of the door, which we're going to have to get an alternate screwdriver to get to, so I shall return. Okay, I'm back with a smaller Phillips screwdriver, shorter, that should remove the side screw in the door, and it is. Okay, are they two different screws? There is. This screw here goes, let me see. Okay, this screw here goes in the side of the door. You see how the head is. This one goes in the side of the door. This one goes in the palm rest. This one has a little finer thread than the one that goes in the side of the door. Okay, let's look for other screws. Okay, in the other end of the door, there's the same kind of screw as in the one in the back side. There's actually two screws in this side of the door that must be removed first. Okay, these are all Phillips head screws. I don't know whether I mentioned this already. This is replacing the side view door mirror on a 2001 Ford Taurus LX, but this will also apply to all other models of Ford Tauruses in the same range. Okay, check for any screws. There's also another screw in the bottom of the door that has to be removed. 2 screws in the bottom, 2 in under the armrest, and 3 on the ends. That has to be removed to remove the door panel. Okay. Okay, now, this should actually just lift out. Should. If we got everything right, okay. What the crapoly? Is it because the window's down? It may be because the window's down. So let's go back and get our car keys. And roll the window up. I've already replaced the driver's side window and I forget how it does. Alrighty, keys in the ignition. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's not what the problem is. Don't break anything in the process. Alrighty. Okay, it actually just popped that down. Maybe because these windows, because this has never been apart. Alrighty. After rolling the window back down, let's unplug our wires off of our switches. Better yet, you can just let it dangle. Well, I really recommend dangling it though. Okay, well, it'll be okay to dangle for the short period of time I have to. Then let's find our 6mm socket. Put it on our ratchet. And that screw is already loose. I don't even see that in frame. Okay. I'm sorry if I'm making anybody sick, but I'm trying to get everything. Alrighty. You see where the black wire is in the up there in the corner of the mirror? That is the mirror wires. Those will need to be unplugged. And the other screw you have to remove is right here and behind the door panel. Okay. You must remove this right here. Just stick it, lay it where you can stick it back. Same goes for right here. There's 3 bolts. You must save the nuts on said bolts. And I forget what size these are, so we're going to have to do some testing. I'm thinking 3/8. Is that a 1/4? It is. Okay. Apparently, is that the right size? Let's see if it's even the right size. Yeah. Apparently that's not even the right size of socket. So it's bigger than 3/8. Let's see if an 11 will fit on that. I think the 11 will work. Hold the broken stud. Get the nut off of it. The mirror I ordered did not come with replacement nuts like the first one I ordered. When I broke the one on the passenger side, or driver's side rather. This is the passenger side. Okay. One nut off. So we pull the broken stud. Drop it in the floorboard for now. Also, we need to remove the plug. Alrighty, let's see. Okay. Here's the broken plug off the original mirror. I'm just going to put it in my floorboard for now too. Okay, I'm just going to break them loose with my socket. Then we're going to take just the extension and socket. Ooh, don't fall somewhere where I can't get you. Two bolts down, or two nuts down. One to go. Okay, last one off. Pull the remnants of the other two studs off. Just toss them on your porch. Out of the way for now. So, this is the old mirror. Let me see. This is the old mirror. What's left of it. See how the studs broke off. Hence the mirror broke. Alrighty. Here is our shiny new mirror. Ready to go on. Okay. First, take the zip tie off the wires. And throw that back in the box of the new mirror. So nothing gets a hold of it. Alrighty. The wire runs back through the original hole. Okay. It has a lip so that it needs to sit down on the outside of the door, which is tricky. Well, I know this is the right mirror. Okay, it's snapped in place. It'll finish going in place when I put the nuts on it. Okay. Let me see if we can do handheld operation now. Okay. Here we are on handheld operation. Okay, right here is your main power wire for the mirror. Right here is your studs that must be screwed back together. Main thing is when installing these, do not over tighten them or you will have problems. I'm just starting them. Okay, well, it's hard to do this one-handed, guys. It really is hard to do this one-handed. So let's see. Let's see how much I can see by putting this on the dash of the car. Okay, now let's see. Let me see. It's what I can accomplish. Can you see the screws now? You can. There are 3 of these that must go on. Well, and for some reason that one's not wanting to start. Alrighty. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Maybe it's because the mirror wasn't forward enough in its hole. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and tighten up the 2 that I've got on there. Not completely tight, but tight enough. First, make sure your ratchet is on. Tighten mode. Okay, let's put our last one on our, well, that was a fall to the camera. Let's put our last bolt. The last bolt, or last nut, goes in to that spot right there. I'm going to start it with the socket. That way I can have the greatest chance of starting it without dropping it. Okay, it's officially started. Alrighty, now main thing is not over tighten your mirror when you're putting it on. I'm going to take and do a sequence. I'm doing a sequence so I do not over tighten it, break it, and have to order a new mirror. And we're about back to square one. We're about back together. The main thing is don't over tighten the mirror. And I believe that's good enough. Okay. It's not going anywhere. I'm going to go back over this one bolt. Go back over just a little bit. I don't want to over tighten, but I just want to make sure it's tight enough it ain't going to vibrate loose. Okay. Mirror is officially tightened back up. Okay, this piece, it needs to go back around the wire, if possible. Go back around the wire to help seal air out of the door. Okay. Okay. I believe, I don't know, no, that couldn't have been, there's a slot where the okay, best thing to do is just try to get that back sealed shut the best you can. That's really all you can do. Okay, now let me get my camera in hand. Okay, here's your plug. Plug, find out the correct orientation and just push it back. Okay. Now here, this piece right here goes back around like this. The wires, I think, is supposed to latch into it. I'm not 100% sure. Okay. Okay, now we're back on because my idiotic butt flipped the camera flap closed. Okay, here's the screws. One goes right here, and this covers up. This area covers up the bolt holes of the mirror. Okay, so let's find our 6mm socket. Okay, let's find our ratchet. So we no longer need the 11mm socket, now we need the 6. I'm going to go ahead and tighten the first one up, just because I want it to be good. Okay, here's our other bolt. It goes in this hole right here. Don't know why Ford had to design it where you have to, if you do this yourself, you have to take the door panel off. It would have been nice if they hadn't, but hopefully I won't have to ever do this again as long as I own the car. Okay. It's like crazy, but I guess let me make sure. Well, okay, I'm guessing that's going to be good. Okay, now to finish off, the upper part of the door panel reassembly. You see this little plug? It goes in this hole right here. It just snaps in there. Now you've got this much, and you got a shiny new mirror. Okay, we're fixing to put you back on the tripod, so bear with me. Now we're back to finishing the assembly of the mirror, or the door mount. Okay, we got to get the door handle back in line. You also got to get the lock piece back in line. Okay, now you got to just get there with it. Bear with me. Alrighty, it's almost back together. Clicks and pops as normal. Okay, make sure that this is all the way back together. And here's a piece. Popped out of the door. It must go back. We have to put it on the ground. This is where one of the side screws goes. For some reason it decided to pop itself out of the hole there in reassembly of the door. So just gently pry your door back. Figure out which way it goes. Hell. Okay. Alrighty, just bear with me, guys. Alrighty. The door panel is back. Alrighty. Now, back to the full final reassembly of the door. First, I want my bigger screwdriver for the screws in the palm rest, or armrest of the car. And I forgot which ones it was. Fall screw. I'd hate to run over one of these screws because they are super sharp on the ends. Okay. Righty. Don't mind my butt. Okay. Let me see if you can see the whole door panel. You can. So there's 2 screws in the side of the door panel. Top and middle nick. The one that's in the bottom is closest to the door latch assembly. Normally you'd want to test if your mechanism works, but in the case, I don't care if the mechanism works or not as long as it's got a mirror. Because a lot of air leaks through. Around where the wires are. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Well, I hate getting it on the ground, but I have to find my other screw holes in the door. Also, this is how you would change your speakers if you were changing the speakers. You'd have to take the door panel off, minus the black part. Well, maybe that's not the right screw. Let's try this other one that we had. Okay, maybe. Well, this last, I'm going to head it out. Last but not least, we have one more screw. That one more screw is gone missing. Oh, I had dropped it on the ground. Glad I found that. That last screw goes in the left hand end of the door facing it. You don't want to over tighten any of these screws because they will break. Alrighty. Okay, let me see now. Now this is testing. Well, shit. Well, if I can get it. Let me zoom it out. This is going to be the test to whether the mirror works or don't. So stay tuned and watch the mirror. As I watch the mirror. Okay, now that we know this mirror works, let's gather up our tools, put them away, roll our window up, and call it good. So the tools I'm putting up is a 6mm socket, 11mm socket, a ratchet, an extension, a 1/4 inch adapter. Okay, here's our toolbox. It's now going. It's now going back in our trunk. Well, that ain't what you're supposed to do with your toolkit. We close our trunk up. Now we go roll the window up and go in the house, get comfortable. Make sure all your doors closed, because we got to go do some laundry. A little while. And this one. Gotta pull at the window to get it up. Why did I? Normally this window's not like this. Alright. Switch your key off. Turn our satellite radio module off. Take our screwdrivers, a small Phillips and a regular Phillips. Okay. Put them in our pocket. Here's the remnants of our old mirror. Toss them in the box. Put our other little bits and bobs. Throw it in the garbage.